Afternoon, folks. Well, it's an absolute miserable day out there today. We got blown off a Grapham, obviously, with this storm front coming through. So I've taken the opportunity, as always, when I get a day off for quite a bit of quiet time, to do a bit of prep, get a few things tidied up and get some flies tied and get things ahead for the next couple of weeks worth of guiding and teaching as we're coming into the busy time. But I just thought I'd give you a quick look around the my time room, my prep room, if you like. Show you how I have things set up. Just a quick short video, and you might pick a few tips up, who knows. But let's have a little whiz round the back cave and yeah, see what we can see. As always, if you enjoy the videos, please lightly smash the like button and click subscribe. It's all free. It just means you'll get my content quicker. You'll get notified when it comes on. I'll try to get these videos out once, if not twice a week if I can. And without further ado, let's have a look around the office. So welcome to my little fly time space, my office, my fly time room. Let's just give you a quick tour, give you a little show around. So I've got the big bookcases there either side. As you can see, this one actually has books in it, some very interesting fly fishing, fly casting, etc, etc. So all the admin goes on there. Computer, so I can pop Netflix on when I'm tying my flies. And there's the vice setting the fly tidy, Lee James's fly tidy. Smashing bit of kit. This wouldn't be without it. Keeps everything so nice and tidy. A little bit of non-stick, non-slip mat there that I can chuck underneath there just to stop it from sliding about. But it's a nice comfortable tying position, and I can sit here and I can tie for hours without being any problems. There's the camera there for the videos. Let's have a little look at this side. This is where things start to get a little bit more enjoyable. So over here in this setup here, we've got mainly the tools and a few of the larger materials that I can't get into the drawers. So in no particular order, just starting from the bottom shelf upwards. We've got this little caddy here with all these threads and tinsels, etc, etc, but they're all batched together, so I know where they all are. I can pretty much lay my hands on whatever I want when I want it. Next to that, a little bit of thin foam there, good for backs of nymphs and bits and pieces. Over here, what we got here? Oh, this is a bit of saltwater fly tying stuff. Predator fly tying stuff, should I say? Quite large gear, so I keep that separated because I don't often need to get my hands on that. Next to that, I've got some pheasant tail and some peacock feathers there. So the pheasant tail, most of that in there comes from the winter shooting season, stuff I've shot myself. And the peacock there were very kindly given to me by my lovely niece Ellie on her last trip to the wildlife park, and there's going to be enough there to keep me going for a long time. Right, next shelf there. Well, what I will say, actually I'll come back to that. As far as collecting your own feathers go, great, yeah, why not? Be very careful. These have all been in the freezer for at least a month, probably longer actually. I've just put them in there and forgotten about them, just to kill any EBGBs off, just to make sure there are no eggs in them, etc, that can get in and spoil your fly tying kit. So yeah, collect your own feathers, but do take care, and you must freeze them for, I would advise, for at least a month, and then you'll be pretty sure there's no eggs or anything sat in them. Next to that, next shelf up here is just plasters oak blocks and foam blocks, all for cutting for boobies, for daddy backs, etc, etc. There's a couple of spool tidies there, but there's all sorts of different shapes and sizes there. So next box in, what have we got here? Right, we've got a box full of varnishes, super glues, there's some UV in there, there's some lead wire in there, just those other little bits and pieces that we need for fly tying, and plenty of spares there as well. Above that we've got, not that box, this box, we've got a load of foam cylinders there. Again, these are all for tiny boobies up, so I pre-drill all of these, a couple of different sizes, store them away again, so you don't want to be doing them as you're tying, you want to just be able to pick them out as you go. Got a couple of empty spots there, I need to get busy and drill some more out. The box below that, these are all your fly tying tools, all the little odds and ends that you're going to be needing. So I've got my cylinders for drilling out my foam with, a few little screwdrivers and bits and pieces should I need to do anything to the vice. There's a a little stacker there in there, so a little dubbing tool there, some scissors, spare bobbins, lighters, etc, etc. They're the little odds and sods that you're going to need for fly tying. Let's pop those back on there. So next shelf up here is mainly pre-tied flies, so batches of flies that I've tied ahead of schedule. So when you find yourself with a pattern that you like or a pattern that works for you, the best thing I can advise you to do is tie up a load of them in a batch at a time. And also when you're batch tying, you'll get a lot more consistency with your flies as well, as you're tying more and more and more of one particular pattern. Instead of flitting between doing 2 here, 2 there, 2 the other. And once you find a working pattern, just do plenty of them and store them away in these boxes, and then you won't have to keep coming back to the vise every time you want to top your boxes up. And I do get through a lot of flies in the season, not just personally, but with the teaching, of course, and with the coaching. You know, there's lots of flies lost, lots of flies just go with use. You know, they don't last forever, these things. So yeah, batch time, I'm always got a nice supply of flies behind me there. I've got other boxes on the go there, spare boxes, etc. Above that, on the next shelf up, we've got a few fly boxes up here, another box of bits and pieces again, a few tools and a few bigger materials, some spare pairs of scissors in there, some more thread there. Above that, camera accessories, spare boxes. Yeah, I think there's a drill up there as well for drilling the things out. I've got a couple of 2 or 3 spare vices up here as well. And above that, you've got the laptop cameras, a few boxes, bloody blah. So that covers that side of it there. Let's have a little look down here and see what we've got down here in the drawers. So this is where all the materials are kept down here, and these couple of big steel drawers down here. So top drawer here, I try to keep these all separated so I can, again, so I can lay my hands on stuff as I need it. These are all capes up in these top drawers here. Got quite a little selection of capes. There's cock capes and hen capes in here, all sorts of different colours, etc, etc. What I do find handy that I've got in here, and you'll see in most of the drawers in here, these little cedar wood blocks. Now I've got them in all the drawers, and they're very, very good for keeping away the moths. They're as good a moth repellent as you'll ever get. You don't need to replace them, and I've got them in both of these, all these sets of drawers. And they certainly do the job. They keep the moths out. The last thing you want is moths getting into these drawers, because they will just devastate a setup. They'll go through all of these, and you'll be ruined. They'll even have a good go at some of the synthetics as well. Next drawer down, hooks. Lots of different hooks there, barbless, barbed, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. And we've got, there's a drawer full of frits. Let's get this light down. That reflection is terrible on this. Anyway, there's a drawer full of frits here, all big pretty colours, all sorts there. Below that, we've got another drawer of frits here. We've got sparkles and straggles, and I just separate all of my materials that make sense to me. So you might want to do it a little bit differently. You might want to pair up certain shades of orange, or etc, etc. I just do things that suit me. There is no particular way, there's no right and wrong way, it's just how it suits you. Below that, we've got a lot of flash, lots and lots of tinsels and stuff like that, again all separated out by colours and shapes and sizes. And at the bottom here, again more natural stuff, so I've got plenty of peacock in there, loads of CDC feathers, pre-knotted pheasant tails that I've done, all that sort of thing in there. Next drawer over here, this side here, marabou. Yep, every shade of marabou you can imagine in there, and some. Below that, dubbing materials. There's seal's fur in there, squirrel in there, all the stuff with a little bit of glister and shine in it in that drawer there. What we've got in here, beads, eyes, for doing those winter patterns with, again all separated off, flat eyes as well. Yeah, it's just about everything in this drawer if you root it through there, but all the stuff that we use for those winter lures and those fishy lures, saltwater stuff as well, I suppose. In here, flexi floss, big bag of flexi floss there, all sorts of different colours and shapes and sizes. Behind that, Chanels and yarn, Antrons, other flexi body materials in there as well. All separated in ways that make sense to me, so I know where they are. I'm the only person using this. So we've got rabbit, loads of Zonka strips, and there's mink in there as well, different shapes and sizes, and got a few hairs masks there in all sorts of different colours, naturals, dyeds. Yeah, we've got behind that. There's a load of deer hair behind that, load of natural deer hair behind there. Ready to go. We'll be using some of that soon when the old olives gets going for the olive snakes for Grapham. Won't be long now. And last drawer there. Mainly saltwater stuff in this and predator stuff here, so bigger synthetic stuff. Yeah, it's all synthetics, this one. This is mainly for pipe flies, saltwater flies, etc, etc. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's just a quick look at the office, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you find it helpful. Yeah, this is how I have my setup here, and this is how all my flies are produced. If you like what you see, click like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep popping out some little videos for you. Other than that, I think it's still raining outside, so I'm going to have an afternoon's fly time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.